Welcome back to Bias Aside. It's a little sooner than usual. We had to do an emergency episode. The trade deadline was today, and we didn't want to leave y'all starving for a whole week. We knew we had to talk about some stuff. Y'all been hitting us up all day, and so, hey man, y'all get what y'all ask for. We do it for the people. My name is Nige, and as always, we got Jeff and JD here, and I think we know what we're gonna start off talking about.
What would that be?
K Dizzle.
Yeah, man. Last night after I finished editing the episode, it was around 1 a.m. and I see my phone just light up. And I was like, what could be happening at 1 a.m. on Twitter? And next thing you know, I read the notification, KD to the Suns. And I was like, wow, right as soon as we finish recording the podcast, the biggest trade of the year happens. But what do you guys think about it?
I have not been able to sleep. I honestly, at 1 o'clock, I think you texted me. I went straight to Twitter. I was reading it. I didn't go to sleep till like 2:30, just trying to comprehend the fact that Kevin Durant, again, gets superstar teammates, Hall of Fame teammates, gets himself out of the Brooklyn Nets situation. He again walks into a tailor-made situation to win a championship. I'm disgusted, but I'm also more disgusted at the Nets. I don't like the trade at all. Yes, you got a haul back. Yes, I like Malik. Yes, I like Cam. But those draft picks may not mean anything, especially if the Suns continue to have Devin Booker on the roster. They'll never be great draft picks. So the Nets, horrible franchise as far as I'm concerned, and I believe that most people agree with me. And again, I'm just not – I'm very upset with – like, Kevin Durant, again, walks into a tailor-made situation. And it's just – it's not fun, man.
I have two things. Go ahead.
I was just going to say – something. The first thing I thought was like this KD doc is gonna be amazing. Like it's just gonna KD's gonna have one of the most controversial NBA careers of all time, and I think the doc is gonna go crazy. But I was pissed. I was hot. I just kept screaming no, and then that was like right when my wife got back from the gym, and I'm pretty sure she thought like something really serious had happened, and it had. So
you were right.
I think that's wild. I think that is really wild.
So
also I feel bad for the Nets fans too.
No, nobody feels bad for Nets.
No,
fans.
nobody.
I feel bad. No, I'm the only person because it's like your season just ended in a matter of hours.
No, that's what they get. Wild. You should never be a Nets fan. Never be a Nets fan. The Nets should move back to Jersey.
So I have two things regarding the trade. So first, they traded KD to the Suns. What I was reading was that because when he requested the trade in the summertime, obviously there was issues there. He ended up recommitting. The team promised him, especially being aware of how Kyrie is, they promised him, if you recommit and you lock in with the team, if things go south, we'll take care of you. And KD was committed, and he was like, all right, let's go. I'm riding with Kyrie. I'm riding with Ben. Let's do it. And it exploded, so they took care of him. So that's how he ended up with the Suns. What I don't understand is why you're upset that he has two Hall of Fame teammates.
I'm just mad that he again walks into a tailor-made situation. That's what I really mean. It's tailor-made. So he walked into the Warriors.
It's not tailor-made.
Bro, they didn't even give up Ayton.
They have to, I mean they have a lot to prove still in my book.
Yeah, but who's the favorite?
Chris Paul's washed.
The only thing they have for right now, I don't think Chris Paul's washed.
I do think he is offensively. I think he is. No, I think
he doesn't have to.
I'm number one Chris Paul stan.
But I'm just saying he doesn't have to be great offensively anymore.
No, I understand that. That's what I do like about the trade is that it allows him to do what he does best, which is play make. So he doesn't have to score. And I think that's why the Suns were kind of struggling because they were looking at Chris Paul to be the second scoring option. He just can't be that anymore. But he's still, top tier playmaker in the league of all time. So that doesn't change. But I don't think it's tailor-made. They still have a lot to prove. I think a lot of their success will be dependent on their health. CP3, KD, and Devin Booker are not known to be the healthiest of players. So I'm not saying I want them to get hurt. I'm just saying it's just something to think about. I think the real X factor is DeAndre Ayton and how far they go.
But that's what I'm saying. They didn't even get DeAndre Ayton. So now they basically have four really, really good players. I would say two great players, two good players. Like the Ayton and CP3, nobody is matching this roster right now. I think the Denver Nuggets, a lot of people still have Denver as the leader and as the favorite right now. But think about it. As players get bought out, how many players are going to want to go to Phoenix now on a minimum deal, veterans, and fill out the rest of the Suns roster?
I'm glad you brought that up because I do think they're not particularly deep right now. The only issue I have, and I saw someone mention this online, is when has a buyout person ever helped someone win a championship? Because most of the time these people are getting bought out because nobody really wants them, you know? So it's like you're just picking up scraps at that point. So I don't know if they're like banking on buyout candidates. I don't think that's a good place to be. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I have to see it on the court. I just don't think it's tailor-made necessarily. I still think they have a lot to prove.
I think DeAndre Ayton can go crazy in this offense now. Like he can really just eat. He can really just eat out there now. So I mean, we'll see it. I mean, y'all already said that. Like you think that he's like the X factor, but
I think Ayton has a little bit of AD in him, where if he's just like one day you're like, man, this guy's one of the best bigs in the league, and then the next you're just like, what are you doing? You know, like, do you even want to play? But if he could be DeAndre Ayton, the DeAndre Ayton we know every night, then the Suns will really be dangerous.
So
1,000%.
I'm looking at and when we talk about buyout players, I hope everyone understands that we're not talking about great, like, superstar players. Obviously, we're talking about, players that can boost to your bench. If you think about in 2012, Boris Diaw, he jumps to the San Antonio Spurs, and he, in the middle of the season, helped them reach the finals. Markieff Morris, 2020, goes to the Lakers, played an important role in getting him a championship. Derek Fisher, 2012, helps Oklahoma City Thunder. Wait, what? What's funny?
The Laker.
Those are all those players you are mentioning are players that were like those teams could have won with or without them.
We can't say that because they won with them and they got to the point with them and they played important roles. So that's what we're saying though, Jeff. Any player that comes on now it's not like they're the reason you win a championship as far as the main core piece, but you can easily be a good addition to a team to boost or a bench. It's happened several times over the years.
I understand that, but they're winning a championship because of those four guys. It doesn't matter who they bring in. So what I'm saying is if they're looking at their team and they're like, we need Danny Green, who's probably going to be a buyout candidate, we need him to help us win a championship, then you're not.
It's not about you need him, but they fill the roster out. If your problem is roster and you're saying they don't have enough depth, okay, well, these players, it's easy. Think about the Lakers. One of the Lakers' problems before they made this trade is they filled out their roster with minimum contract players that really had no contribution on the court. So, but if I can get Danny Green, and Danny Green's still in shape and he can still shoot for 40% from three, and he's my buyout, that's a big help compared to who they may have on the bench. It's a help. It's not saying that that's the reason they won a chip.
I don't know. Sure.
But I mean, you
sure.
can say the same thing for trades. How many midseason trades have really cost championship? Very few. The reason it was the championship. But a lot of trades have helped teams get to out because one little piece has helped them get over the top. It's not the reason, but it's a reason.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like you can do that with a trade. With the buyout guy, I feel like it's just the difference that they make isn't usually that much of a difference to me.
All right, well,
because usually if you're making a trade, you're giving up something of value to get something back, so you need them to play a significant role. Whereas with a buyout guy, you're just kind of hoping that they give you something because there's a reason why they're not on a team.
JD, last comments on this topic.
Last comments. Kevin Durant, when he wins a championship in Phoenix, it will be said on his documentary that he could not win without going to perfect situations. He never could lead a team to a championship, and he won't do it this time. They'll win, but just remember, he jumped on their team.
Wait, so who'll be leading them? He'll be
the best player, but what I'm really trying to say is he jumped into a situation that was already tailor-made again. That's all I'm saying. He went to a team that was...
No, but he made it tailor-made. Now, the Warriors, that's the only instance where it was tailor-made.
You don't think you don't think
the Warriors were going to be good with or without KD?
Okay.
Now that he's in Phoenix, now it is tailor-made because he's there. Phoenix was just like another contender, like hopefully. Maybe not as much this season because they've been struggling.
But we don't know because Devin Booker's been out for like 30 games.
No, I understand that, but I feel like they kind of fell down on the can these guys really win it?
But why?
You know?
It wasn't because they were not playing well. It's because they dealt with injuries. Now, you have a crazy good point.
And also because Chris Paul is a Hall of Fame choker, and that's one of my favorite point guards ever. But it is what it is.
All right, so Jeff, last comments on this topic too.
I have to see it in person. I think they're going to be a really good team. Chris Paul is excellent point guard. KD can play with anybody. Booker can play with anybody. They'll figure it out. I don't know if they're the favorite, but they should be they should be in the 5 or 6 teams that are legitimate. They can win this. That's how I feel.
As y'all know, this is the Lakers Weekly podcast, so we have to get into the Lakers trade. We talked about D'Lo on yesterday's episode, but we can get into one of our favorite rap song / NBA players. How do y'all feel about the Lakers trade?
Mo Bamba going to LA. I know Lakers fans are convincing themselves that this is like a big deal. Mo Bamba's he's not that he's bad. It's just he's Mo Bamba. Lakers are gonna do what Lakers fans are gonna do what they always do. They're gonna get excited about a player, and then when he starts to disappoint them and play like he's always played, they're gonna start to hate him and turn on him. So Mo Bamba, I hope you're ready for. You were in Orlando where no one really cared. Now you're in LA, and they're gonna blow up your Twitter mentions after every game if you don't drop 20 and 10 every game. So
Mo Bamba just posted a picture. He's already at the U-Haul stop, packing his stuff from Orlando. I'm not playing. He literally just posted at the U-Haul stop or the U-Haul trucking place. But anyway, I don't care about that trade at all. That does nothing for me. That I think it will have its benefits, but it doesn't move a needle. I think actually Thomas Bryant, he requested the trade yesterday. It's okay they got rid of him because they were not going to be able to retain him in the summertime anyway. But they got Vanderbilt from Utah. If you really look at Vanderbilt, he's actually the bigger piece. Those 3 players they got in the first trade are much more important than anything Mo Bamba's bringing to the team. But I'm sure he'll have his part. And you are correct, Jeff. Laker fans will turn on him. I think the other 4 players they've gained, including Rui, will be much more beneficial to them.
Yeah, I also I'm just like you. I'm not very interested in this trade. I'm interested in it more from a comedic standpoint because it is funny that Pat was super invested in the Lakers and was dead set on taking them to the playoffs, and now he gets to play in Orlando with all the young boys. So have fun, enjoy the sun. No, tax.
Pat's definitely getting bought out. There's no way he's staying. Patrick Beverly, he's Pat, bro. He goes to the playoffs every year. He's not staying in Orlando. He's the best defender in the league. No, I'm just playing.
How are y'all feeling about the Clippers trades?
The Clippers were busy today.
I don't think it moved the needle that much, though. I really don't think. The Bones Highland trade, I like Bones, but it does not move the needle. They got a lot of guys who fill the same role. So now I like Eric Gordon. I like all these people, but they all need the ball. They all need the ball to do anything. And then they still got Covington and Norman Powell. So they got a lot of good pieces. The only thing I'll say is because you have Tyronn Lue, he can be a key to figuring all these pieces out. But I don't really think they got that much better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know how much better they got. But they're clearly they thought something wasn't working and they needed to hit a little mini reset. I like Luke Kennard. I think he went to Memphis, right? So I think that was a good pickup for them.
He's struggling this year a little bit, though.
Yeah. Sometimes change of scenery.
True.
Who knows? But good pickup for them. The Celtics got Mike Muscala. I thought that was a nice, solid pickup. It's not going to be it didn't make a big splash. He's not going to, come in and change the Celtics, but he's another person who knows how to play basketball off the bench, who's big, who can shoot. That's all you really need on a good team. So I like the pickup, and I think now it's like shifting our focus towards the buyout market to see who ends up where, who gets bought out, and who ends up where.
Oh, but those people aren't important. So anyway,
how do you feel about John Wall back to?
He's not staying. He's getting bought out. That's just hilarious. He's not staying. I like the Josh Hart to the Knicks. I thought that was a good pickup for them. I like Jay Crowder to the Bucks. I just want to say somehow Portland got worse, and somehow the Houston Rockets got worse, and I don't even know how that's possible. But somehow
the Rockets were like perfect.
Yeah, I don't even know how that's possible, but they got even worse. So, but there's a couple teams that really did get better. I kind of like what the Hawks did too, getting Bay from Detroit. They've been trying to find a three
from the Warriors. No.
Man,
yeah.
Wait. Can we say
of the Warriors?
Yeah, Jeff has a Warriors jersey on right now.
Nigel.
Sorry. Nigel has a Warriors jersey on right now, and I don't know if it's because he's just so excited that Gary Payton's coming back. But
yes,
y'all didn't get that much better.
Young Glove. No, I'm playing. I don't know. I just threw it on. But. Yeah, I think we got Gary. I don't think that was the return that we should have got on Wiseman at all. But it's where we at. We're saving money, and so I'm with the vision.
Do you think it's like a locker room thing?
It could be, and also, we needed defenders. I thought we were gonna go for a defender, but I thought we were gonna go for some size and not GP. But hey, it's how we went. I'm not mad at Gary coming back to the Warriors. I'm a big Gary fan, as most Warriors fans are. And, I don't know. I really don't think that it changes that much for right now. I think it changes a lot for like the hopes that we had for our future. I would have been excited about OG. I think it would have been cool. People are saying that we didn't get OG because they wanted Jonathan Kuminga and picks. And I told one of my friends, I was like, if it was up to me, I'm not gonna lie, Kuminga might be on Zillow right now looking up spots in Toronto. But
there's just no way.
I do like JK though. But I saw like multiple sources are saying like that this is what he wanted, this is what he wanted.
There's absolutely no way that's what the Raptors wanted, and there's no way that the Warriors weren't like, okay, how do we get him there in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
There's just no way, because OG Anunoby would take them to like a different level. And
now,
yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Right now,
because
he'd have an immediate impact on that team.
Because we're investing in JK for like years down the line or whatever. Because it's like in 2 years, Jonathan Kuminga is going to be the guy. But in 2 years, how old is Steph going to be? Like in 2 years, how old is Dre going to be? How old is Clay going to be?
It's the old classic saying, Kuminga's 2 years away from being 2 years away.
Yeah, exactly. 100,000%.
Now, real quick though, do you think the Warriors are going to regret trading Wiseman one day? Do you still think he can be who we thought he was going to be, or who he's supposed to be?
I think if he is, then good for him, honestly. But we've invested a lot in Wiseman. We've had him like on the bench forever. We've had him in our G League team like forever. He almost came back, and then he had the back injury, like, and then he went back to the G League, and then he was training with Clay, and then it's been a lot. I feel like we took a lot of time on Wiseman, and I think we didn't have to take as much time on Wiseman as we did, and I think we did him like a service in keeping him for as long as we kept him. Like, I don't think that we did Wiseman shady. And if he turns into that guy, then I'd be happy for him.
I will say, Gary Payton,
we got to make a decision.
Gary Payton Jr. brought out or helps us to see why you should not take less money. Because the Warriors did want to re-sign him, but they were going to give him less money last year. So now he gets the contract he wanted from the Blazers, and he gets to go right back to where he wanted. His value was there. So it's, that's why you probably should not take less money from a lot of these teams. But unless you feel like, you've made your money and you're just trying to win like a lot of vets. But good lesson for
Who could have known it would? He definitely didn't bank on it working out that way, but it did.
No.
But it did.
Hey, but it's a quick flight, brother. That's a quick flight.
Yeah.
So he did pretty good.
And then didn't you say that the Warriors ended up saving money too?
No, well they did at first until they got right.
No. We're saving
I think $7 million, right?
I'll get the exact number. Yeah, we're saving $7 million in luxury tax this year, and then $30 million in 2023 to 2024. So yeah,
that's
we're saving a
wins.
good amount of money. Yeah,
everyone wins. You get your boy back. He gets his money.
Here's the thing, though.
Save money.
They're not going to be able to. They may not be able to make any big trades. I feel like in the future. I feel like trading that Wiseman away and his contract takes away you guys getting any big, trades.
I'm not against running it back with the same team that won it last year.
I don't think you have a choice.
If that's what it is, I'm just saying. But if that's what it is
that Juan Toscano's music?
All love, Bay Area guy. I'm not about to be on here speaking bad about JTA.
Festus Ezeli, let's get it.
Okay, yeah, I'll speak bad about Festus Ezeli.
He said, Jeff, he said he wants Zaza back.
Oh man! The flagrant man himself.
Somebody got to take Kawhi out. They said they bringing Zaza back. That's how.
David Lee back.
Oh man,
that is
Matt
funny.
Barnes. You want to tender
everybody?
We're getting Matt Barnes. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't think it was horrible, but I was hoping on OG though for sure.
No. Yeah.
I was watching it. Yeah, I was watching it with Brandy, and I was like, "We still got time." She was like, "I don't know. The deadline's over. The clock says 0." But I was like, "Yeah, but trades are still going to be coming," and it didn't work. So
none of them.
Yeah. Sitting by the TV like any moment.
Yeah,
now.
any moment now. Announce it.
I was really hoping the Lakers would get Bogey. I felt like that would have really put them in the mix. And
I just love how Twitter accounts just tweet that breaking, developing. There's talks about the Bogey going to the Lakers. I'm like, who'd you?
That would have been wild.
That would have been the piece.
I just don't know. Again, I just don't know how.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I just don't know how they would have made that happen without really, because I think the Pistons held on to him because they knew how bad other teams wanted him, and they were hoping someone would overpay. But I think they actually really like him because the Celtics played the Pistons the other day, and they're like, actually, we really like him, and we kind of want him to be around. So I think if a team was willing to overpay, they absolutely would have traded him. But I think the Lakers kind of like their team, and I don't think they would want to, let anyone else go. If anything, they'd want him to come in and join what they have, which obviously isn't possible.
They said they're reporting right now. So Patrick Beverly he's probably gonna get bought out, and he wanted to go to Minnesota. They've already came out and said they will not pursue a reunion.
Poor Pat, man. Poor Pat.
Oh,
poor Pat. There was also some talk about Zach LaVine to the Knicks. I don't know how true it was, how advanced the talks were with it happening. I know Knicks fans were excited about it. I'm not. Some Knicks fans were, some Knicks fans weren't. I just don't think. I'm not the biggest Zach LaVine guy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you guys felt about that trade, or if it moved you or anything.
Would have been good for Twitter.
Yeah. No, Bleacher Report would have had a nice Big Four picture. RJ, Brunson, Randall, LaVine. The Big Apple, they would have had it set to go.
Yeah,
it would have been nice just because Katie and Kyrie have gone to the West. The East is now a lot I don't know how to put it. It's not as many stars. Let's go with that. It's not as many stars. I think that's a big reason why Toronto didn't trade. I think it's a big reason why Chicago didn't trade. I think secretly they're all thinking the same thing. But with those guys out, maybe we can at least make a playoff push, or let's just wait till the summertime and see what we can get for the same players. So I think that a lot of teams are waiting on that. But LaVine, I do believe, will be traded in the summertime. It's going to be interesting to see where him and DeRozan end up, because I do not think they will be on the Bulls next year.
I agree with that. I think, we talked about this before. The Bulls need to blow it up.
They do.
At this point. They gave it a shot. It didn't work. I mean, just move on.
All right. With all that being said, this is another episode of Bias Aside. We had to hit y'all with this little special edition. I hope y'all like it. Let us know what y'all are feeling about all these trades. Let us know what y'all are thinking. And if y'all want to send in some audios about these trades for next week, we're still welcoming them. You don't have to just talk about stuff that happens next week. A lot happened this week. And so we want to hear how y'all feel.
Anything that's on your
about
mind.
all of it. Anything that's on your mind, on your heart. Let us know and hop on the show. I didn't even know I had.
Hey, okay.
It's the jersey.
Yo, it's not the jersey. It's not
all right,
the jersey.
y'all.
It's the hat. It's the hat.
Like, share, subscribe, send it around to all of your friends. That's how we grow the podcast. Thank y'all so much for listening. JD, you got one more thing?
Yeah, next year we're doing the live trade show. We're gonna be live.
I like it.
A live trade event.
I like it.
Here we go.
Fire.
I like it.
All right.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. See y'all next week. Later.